cousin Myrna was dating John A. and they were into rodeoing at the time, and they were coming up here to a rodeo that they had in East Prairie every year in the 4th of July.
John A. was going with Myrna Maxwell, Carolyn's cousin. We were all at Arkansas State. So she wanted him, was trying to talk him into coming to the 4th of July rodeo in East Prairie. Well, she knew that if he came to the rodeo, I'd come too, because we just had one bull rope, so we had to go to the same rodeos. So she started working on Carolyn about going out with me.
So she was bringing Butch with them, and she wanted to find a date for him. And so I was working at the hospital at that time, and I was home that weekend, and she asked me if I would go out with Butch, and I said no, because I hated blind dates. And she told me how cute he was, and I said, if he's that cute, why don't you go after him?
I don't even remember, but I'm sure John A. told me that Myrna was fixing me up a blind date with her cousin. So we stopped on the way here at the Idle Hour Lounge in Hayti and had a drink or two. On
Monday night, she called me at work and said, I can't find anybody to go out with him, so you're going to do it. She said, I would do it for you, and you're going to do it for me, and you be at my house on Wednesday night at 5 o'clock, and hung up.
So when we got here, met Carolyn and sat down for dinner or something, and they said grace before the meal and everything, and I said, Johnny, these people are straight, we shouldn't have stopped at Idle Hour Lounge. Might upset these people. So it was just a blind date. I thought he was cute and nice, and just somebody I enjoyed being around. Well, she was nice, pretty, kind of quiet, I thought, you know, but of course, I was quiet too, believe it or not. But I didn't think I'd ever see him anymore. I kind of got the ideal, or maybe I was told, that she didn't want to go, because that was relayed to me, I guess. Maybe later I found out about it, but I thought, you know, I was pretty well one night, you know, she had to go. And so I probably didn't even think I'd ever see her again. And then Aunt Blanche was there, and Butch happened to be wearing a white shirt with red stripes, cowboy shirt. And Aunt Blanche was wanting to know who that convict was that Carolyn had drug up. So, I think that, like, if you want to consider Wednesday or the 3rd of July one date and the 4th of July another date, the next time I'm thinking I saw her was probably I found out that she was visiting Myrna at Arkansas State. Myrna she was going to school at Arkansas State, and she had been wanting me to come down and spend a weekend with her ever since she'd been down there. And so she asked me again to come, and she said, I'm gonna get Butch to come over here and see you. And I thought, oh, okay. So I went, and he had a Corvette at the time. And when I was in her dorm room, and she said, Carolyn, look out the window here, and here he came in the Corvette. Well, he had a girl from Ouachita come visit him for that weekend, but he got rid of her somehow. I don't know what he told her, but he got rid of her, took her to the airport, and came to Jonesboro, and we went out that night. It probably the time that I saw her in Jonesboro, you know, it kind of dawned on me then. I think that was probably the turning point to where I thought I had a chance of her being able to put up with me. But, or that maybe she would like me, you know. He had come in August to Joe and Harold's wedding, and he brought me a bracelet, a charm bracelet. It had several charms on it that he'd bought.
it was a long distance deal because I'm in Union City in Tennessee working. She's working in Cairo, so I had to drive all the way. I know it's not very long, but at that time it was. I just wanted to be around her more. And I thought, I'll just see if she'll marry me.
So, but by that time he had started working in Union City, and I was working in Cairo, and so he started coming to Cairo to see me, and when he would be home to Leachville on weekends, he would come from Leachville to Cairo to see me. And his mother said she knew something was up because he dressed up every time he left home. Put on a tie.
So when I sold my horse, bridle, saddle, everything I owned in horse business to buy an engagement ring, Mama said, you must be serious about that girl, boy.
So he sold that car, he sold his horse and saddle and bridle and everything to buy my engagement ring. We didn't have any money when we got married, so, worked out. But he proposed, I think it was on October, around the first part of October. The wedding was at Dogwood, and the photographer was Mr. Bauer from Sykeston that did all the pictures for school functions. I mean, he was everywhere, and everywhere you went, Mr. Bauer was there. And so he was going to do my wedding pictures, and he was late getting there. He'd had a flat on the way, and I thought, oh my gosh, what are we going to do if I don't get pictures? But he made it. And my grandfather was one that didn't really like to have his picture made, but he stood for pictures and walked down the aisle with grandmother. When they brought him into the wedding, he was real accommodating, which was unusual for him, but he had his hand in his pocket, jingling his change like he always did when he walked down into church.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous. A couple of things happened that it wasn't that I was worried or concerned about whether or not I was doing the right thing. I knew it was the right thing.
No, it was like 6 o'clock in November and it was dark. I wanted candles burning, and I wore Joe's dress that she had had in August. We went to Memphis and stayed at the Holiday Inn on the Mississippi River. We were in room 300 in a corner. We could overlook the river. And the first thing we did was go out on the balcony and look, and locked ourselves out of the room.
So you just said that you get bored easy after a couple of years, so you've been married 60 years.
Yeah, but I guess probably I never had as good a job as I had a wife. There's a difference in the people. I never planned anything. Just take whatever happens.
And I happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I know a good thing when I see it, but don't know where I would have been or what I would have done, but I think the way in the world I gotta be. I got a better wife. Mutual Admiration Society.
Yeah.